Hi HAMS students. We're going to start our yoga practice in Sukhasana, or easy seat. If you're finding that this is difficult in your hips or your knees, you can always sit up a little higher, maybe sit on a book or sit on a pillow. Remember, we're always thinking about ahimsa and doing what feels best in our bodies. So if you're noticing that sitting in easy seat doesn't feel great for you, you can try sitting up a little higher or sitting in another position that works better for your body. We're going to start with our hands on our thighs, and we're going to close our eyes and just take a moment to think about what our mantra is for today. Remember, our mantra is a word or phrase, a sentence that helps us feel stronger in ourselves. So take a moment to formulate that sentence. Maybe a sentence like, I am strong, or I can do hard things. A sentence that's going to help you get through today's practice and maybe help you get through whatever other challenges you face in today's world. Allow your eyes to open, and we're going to take 3 collective breaths together. Inhale, reach your arms up. Touch your palms. Exhale, swim your hands back down. Stretch out through your fingertips. Inhale, stretch your arms high to the sky. Touch your hands together. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands down. If you're sitting on a pillow or a blanket, you can set that off to the side and come into your tabletop position. Let's go through a few rounds of cat-cow from tabletop. On your inhale, let your belly drop towards the floor, tip your head back. On your exhale, press into the ground, round your back. Inhale, let your heart lift. Exhale, round your back, push into the floor. Let's do one more. Belly dips down, head looks up. Draw your belly button to your spine and round. Come into a neutral position, and let's go into balancing table. Sending out your left arm, right leg. Keep your head in line with your spine, looking down at the floor. Bring your hand and knee back down to table. Switch sides. Remember, it's always your opposite arm and leg. So now it's your right hand, left leg, and lower down. If you're feeling wobbly, just do your hands only. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, hand and knee come down. Inhale, right arm, left leg, and lower. Let's do one more time, each side. Reach out, extend, lower down. Second side, reach, and back to table. Let's go back to Virasana, or child's pose. Shift your hips back, walk your hands out, let your head rest down. And then lift your head, look up, imagine your hands are glued to the floor, and pull yourself forward. Keep your elbows low, lift your heart up, Bhujangasana. Let's do that again. Push back to Balasana, or child's pose. And then slide forward, lift your heart, Bhujangasana, or cobra pose. One more time. Back to child's pose. And come forward and heart up, cobra pose. Relax your shoulders. This time, come to tabletop. Curl your toes under, walk your hands back. Sit your heels down and then rise all the way up to Tadasana, or mountain pose. Let's lift your shoulders up to your ears. Take them back and down. One more shoulder roll. Shoulders up, back, and down. Let's inhale your arms, reach up, touch your palms together. Interlace your hands, point your index finger like you're reaching for the ceiling, and then take a tip back like you're drawing on the ceiling with that finger. And exhale, bring your hands all the way back down to your hips. Let's step your feet apart, feeling the ground underneath your feet, feet are underneath your hips. Inhale, get tall, and exhale, start to hinge forward. Once you come down as far as you can go, grasp your elbows in opposite hands and give a little sway side to side. Let your head be heavy. Give it a little shake. And then bring your hands to touch your shins, hands to touch your knees, hands touch your thighs, touch your hips, and come all the way up. Release your hands down by your sides. Let's take an inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace your hands, turn your palms to face up, stretch through those arms, and take a tip over to one side. Push your hips out, press out through your palms, and come back to center, stretch in the opposite direction. Come back to center, release your arms, take your hands back to your hips. Let's get bendy in your knees and jump your feet out wide. We're gonna come into Utkata, konasana, or fierce angle pose. Make sure those toes turn out. Feel your hands on your hips, bend into your knees. Place your hands on your thighs and use your thumbs to roll your thighs outward, taking a look down to make sure that your knees point in the same direction as your toes. Let's lift your arms up to 90 degrees like a cactus. And inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Exhale, bend those elbows back to 90 degrees. And this time, bring your elbows to meet in center. Inhale, open up. Let's reach to the sky, straighten your legs. Exhale, bring your elbows back down to center. Inhale, elbows together. Exhale, elbows open. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bend. Let's do that again. Elbows come together. Elbows open up. Arms reach high, legs are straight. And bend back in. Last time, bring it in. Open up. Arms are straight, legs are straight. Keep those legs straight and bring your hands to your hips. Let's bend those knees back to Utkata, konasana, fierce angle, and lift your right heel off the floor. Lower the heel to the ground. Lift your left heel off the floor. Lower it to the ground. Lift your right heel and down. Lift your left heel and down. Let's do one more time. Right heel and lower. Left heel and lower. Straight in both legs. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your arms down. This time take your arms out and bend your knees back to Utkatasana. Utkata, konasana, my fault. Now, here's your challenge. Let's see if we can lift both heels at the same time. Lift and find that balance, heels off the floor. Stretch your arms, feel the strength of your core. And exhale, bring your heels down, your hands to your hips, let your legs straighten. Give your legs a little shake. And now let's do that again. Take your arms out to shoulder height. Bend your knees to Utkata, konasana. And then lift both heels off the ground. See if you can find that balance. The strength of your core, big smile on your face, and then lower your heels, straighten your legs, bring your hands back to your hips. Let's get bendy in your knees and jump your feet back together. Look down at your feet, make sure all 10 toes point in the same direction. You got a little space between your knees. Start to sit back like you're sitting in an imaginary chair. Look back, make sure you can see your toes and you can see them wiggle. Then from here, reach your arms up into chair pose. Bring your hands together at your heart and start to lower down, lifting those heels as you come into a toe squat position. Place your hands down. Let's walk it out to tabletop. Out to tabletop. And we're going to do a couple of new poses. We're going to step 1 foot forward, lift your hands up to your thigh, and let your hips sink down. So we talked about we're working our quadriceps in the Utkata konasana pose. And this pose stretches our quadriceps. So you feel that stretch all along the front of the leg. Let's switch sides. So tuck that knee under. and take your other leg forward. Shift into that front leg, and you're going to feel the stretch in the quadriceps on the other side. Let's go back to the first side. So tuck that knee under, step your other leg forward. So you have a choice here. Thinking about ahimsa. Ahimsa means protecting yourself, non-harming. You want to make sure you're doing what's right for you. Notice how you're feeling. If you feel like you could go a little deeper, you can let that hip drop. If you're feeling like it's too much, you can back off a little bit. If you feel like you could take it a little farther, maybe reach your arms up and see how that feels if you can maintain your balance in this pose. So it's all about finding what works for your body. Let's switch sides. So tuck that knee under, step your other foot forward. So again, we're thinking about ahimsa. How does it feel in our body? So if it's pretty challenging, you might stay back here so that your hips and shoulders and knees are all stacked on top of each other. But if you want to feel a little more stretch in that quadricep, you can start shifting your weight forward, letting your hip drop down. And if you feel pretty balanced and steady here, the arms can reach up. So we call this a low lunge. You'll see more of this in other practices. Go ahead and bring your hands back down, tuck both knees under, and come back to a tabletop position. Now, we got a little work in our calves and we were lifting our heels off the floor. So let's do a calf stretch. Let's extend one leg out with your toes down and your heel up and push that heel back towards the rear of the wall. And now you're going to feel a stretch in your calf muscles. Let your leg be straight, one knee is bent, and just push that heel back. Let's switch sides. So tuck that knee under, straighten out your other leg, toes are on the floor, heels are off the ground, your hands stay on the ground. And then bring that knee under back to tabletop. Let's grab a pillow or a book or a blanket. Place that between your ankles so that we can sit back in Virasana. Virasana. And here you might feel a stretch in your quadriceps as well. Your hands are resting on your thighs. Shoulders are relaxed down away from your ears. Let's just take a moment to settle into our body. Maybe notice what we're feeling. Noticing any differences from how we felt at the beginning of the practice to how we feel now. And let's do a few rounds of feeling breath from Virasana. So in feeling breath, we want to feel our ribs. Your hands can rest on top of your rib cage. Thumbs can come around and fingers wrap around the front. Or you can take that cross with your hands resting on your side body. So go with what feels good to you. We're going to take 3 breaths together, noticing the change in the shape of your chest cavity with each breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring one hand to your heart, the other hand to your heart. Close your eyes. Remind yourself of the mantra that you stated to yourself at the beginning of your practice. Know that that mantra can be true for you right here. See if you want to add to that or change it in any way. Rub a little love into your heart. And then release your hands to your thighs. Allow your eyes to open.